Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about multithreading in Java. So for this we will create a new project. I'll take it as sample 2, finish. I am closing all the open programs and I want to store my program in a separate package. That's why first I create a package by right clicking on the project name and choosing a package. Package name is pkg3. Finish. Within the package I am going to create a new class and the class name is pyramid demo. So in order to demonstrate multithreading, I first create a class called pyramids. Within that I am going to create draw pyramid method, and then I am creating two classes which help in creating two different threads. After that I am making these two new threads to work on the same method, that is draw pyramid method of pyramid class. Before that we will try printing the left pyramid of star marks. If this program works, then we can move on to the multithreading concept. First I am going to create a class. Within that, draw pyramid method. This pyramid actually looks like a left-right triangle, but this can be demonstrated using the matrix of star. I'll show you how. Matrix includes two parameters, that is rows and columns. For this I need two for loops. First I'll create a matrix, display it. If it is working fine, then I'll move on to the triangle. Here rather than going for println, I'm choosing only the print function, because our asterisk symbols have to be displayed one next to another, side by side, adjacent to each other. Let me see whether this function is working fine. Oh, before that I need to create a main function called the draw pyramid method of pyramids class. For that I need an object of pyramids class. Save it, run. See, the output is a single row of star symbols. This happened because I didn't add a new line character at the end of j loop. That is, whenever the j reaches the limit, a new line has to be printed so that I is incremented to its next value. That means the next star symbol is printed from the second line or the next line. An empty print line means a new line character. Yes, a 5 cross 5 matrix of star symbol has been displayed. Now this one has to be changed to a triangle. That is, in the first row only one star symbol should be displayed, in the second line 2, third line 3, fourth line 4, and in fifth line 5. The count of star symbol is exactly same as that of the value of I in each iteration. That's why I change this 5 to the value of I. Save it, rerun. Yes, the triangle is displayed fine. Now the same program should be modified to demonstrate the multithreading concept. We know the way of creating a thread. First step is to create a class which extends thread class defined in java.lang package. You need not import this java.lang package because in every program it is internally imported. Even if you mention it in your program as import java.lang.star, no offense. The second step is to override the run method defined in thread class. Here the behavior of the thread is defined. Here we simply call the draw pyramid method of class pyramids. So for that I need to create a reference for pyramids class. In order to invoke the thread created in class A, we need to create an object of class A and invoke start method defined in thread class. So I don't need this pyramids object because indirectly we are calling the draw pyramid method using the object of class A. So only I need is object of class A. Exceptional pointer exception cannot invoke package 3.pyramids dot draw pyramid method because reference of pyramids P is not initialized in the current constructor. For that I need a constructor of class A. So what we have done here, first we have created a reference of pyramids class which is passed to the constructor of class A, which is then copied to the data member of current class. Let me see now. So this constructor is expecting a value. So we will pass object of pyramids class. Let me check again. Yes, it is working fine. Since we had only single thread, it has run with no conflicts. But we are trying to apply the concept of multi-threading. That means we need at least 2 threads to compete for the common resource. So I am creating one more class B, which is also trying to call the same draw pyramid method. So this thread also need to be invoked here. So thread A and thread B are started simultaneously. See, all the stars only we have got. So this is difficult to differentiate between the output of both the threads. For that I'll simply change the character passed on to this draw pyramid method. Rather than giving a constant value, I'll pass a character. Char ch. The ch is drawn in the printf function. This ch value is defined here. In class A, I am trying to print star symbols pattern, whereas in class B, the pattern of hash symbol. Save it, rerun. So we have got 2 pyramids of 2 different threads. So we will rerun and check the output. Normal triangle, normal, distorted one. That's because both A and B classes threads are fighting for the common resource, that is console, where the output is printed. Since both are started simultaneously, we can expect that any of these 2 threads can be picked up by the processor. So whichever the thread picked up by the processor currently is printed first. That means if thread A is chosen, it will print first. For the first iteration, both thread A and thread B are trying to print 5 lines of specified symbols, star and hash. So we cannot say that once thread A is picked, it will finish printing all its lines, then only thread B is picked up. No, we cannot say that. While thread A is printing, in between it might be the case that thread B is chosen. Once thread B has started working, again processor has switched to thread A. So these things will be happening. So both the threads will be working parallelly, and whichever the thread picked up by the processor prints first. We will run this program again and see the distorted one. The star symbol is at the end. Next. Sometimes it happens that thread A is the first one to finish. After that only processor will choose the second one. Normal, 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 distorted one. In order to avoid this one, the conflicts can be broken using the keyword synchronized. Synchronization of threads is done based on the monitor. So whichever the thread which is picked up by the processor first, that thread will hold a monitor. Unless this thread releases the monitor, no other thread can enter the conflicting area. So this is the conflicting area, isn't it? Both threads are trying to execute within this area simultaneously. So if we make this method as synchronized one, the conflict can be broken. Unless the first thread finishes, the second thread will be waiting. If the second thread is the first one to be chosen by the processor, then thread 1 will wait until thread 2 finishes executing the whole section. That is the whole draw pyramid method. We will run and check the results. Normal one. Triangle of star first. Next, triangle of hashes. Normal, 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 normal. 7 times I have executed. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Even after running the same program 17 times, not even a single time I found a distorted triangle. That means both threads are synchronized. They are running parallelly, but when this area, this method is chosen, they will be synchronized. You may also want the second thread wait until the first one finishes. Rather than going for synchronized keyword, I can make the second thread to wait for half a second before printing. So this one has to be surrounded with try-catch block. Let me see how the results will be. There is an error. Uh-oh. Try ends here, catch ends here, and run. Okay. See, after the thread 1 finishes executing, there is a little bit pause. That is 0.5 second pause before thread 2 executes. We will see whether we can get distorted triangles in any of the cases. I am counting the number of executions. So we will run it for 20 times and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You will have to run it for so many times. That's because sometimes you will be getting a normal triangle and every now and then you might be getting distorted triangles. That's why I have run it for 20 times. In all the 20 times we have got the normal triangles and there is a pause in between these two triangles. The conflict for draw method was there since both the threads were invoked simultaneously and both were fighting for the common method, right? And now we have changed the second thread to wait for half a second. So the conflict is broken there itself. Every time when they reach the processor, even if they reach simultaneously, the second thread is sleeping. So there is only first thread left over as the choice. So only that one will be chosen for execution. After that, when it finishes, the second thread will be chosen. So that's why there is no conflict at all. So it depends on your choice how you want to keep these threads working. So this is the concept of multithreading. Thank you.